Welcome back. Recently, Melissa Schaffner sat down to speak with Kelly Mazzelli about what renters in the area need to watch out for. Let's take a look. I'm out here with Kelly Mazzelli from Gateway Realty and A+ Property Management. Welcome to the show, Kelly.
Thank you.
And you know, it's PCS season, and that means lots of folks are coming and going. And for property management and real estate, such as yourself, I'm sure that that's an exciting time, but it also poses some challenges. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, you know, one of the reasons why I wanted to come talk to you today is that this week in particular, we have discovered some things that are going on, which is pretty scary for soldiers and for tenants as a whole, but for soldiers in particular. And so we've had a couple of reports where soldiers' wives, it seems like that's, you know, they come here before. Typically when you PCS or your husband is deployed or wife is deployed, you know, the spouse comes first. And they kind of scout out the area. A lot of times they will go ahead and secure a place to live so that way when the soldier comes home, everything is set and it's home sweet home. Well, you know, Fort Campbell tends to be a younger base. And so, you know, it looks like the average age is 20, 21, 22. And so you get some brand new people that have never lived away from home before. And they really don't know the process for getting an apartment. So what's happened is that we've had some people who are taking advantage of that, and they are, we think that they live here, but what they're doing is they are stealing pictures from the Craigslist and they're reposting them under their own name. And we even had one person go and take a for rent sign out of a yard we manage and replace it with a for sale by or for rent by owner sign. So we've had quite a few people that have called this particular number and gotten the information, and they want them to send them money before they go ahead and send the keys.
But they don't have keys.
They don't have keys, and it's not their place, and they don't have access to the property. But in particular, we had one young girl, younger than my children, Sarah and Samantha, first time she'd ever been away from home, husband deployed in Afghanistan. She comes here on her own. She drives through the neighborhood. She sees 1584 Mary Beth, for rent by owner sign, calls the number, and a person begins to give her information about the property. And when she says, "Can I see inside?" "Well, I'm not here." So he directs her to his Craigslist ad, which he has stolen from our company with inside pictures. And she looks, and she actually wires him money.
To hold the place,
to hold the property. So now he's got the money, and she's saying, okay, you know, I want to get in. And he said, I'm going to send you the lease. You need to sign the lease and send me the money, and then I'm going to send you the keys. And luckily, she got smart. But $650 it cost her to get smarter. And so this is not the first one. I mean, there's been quite a few. We've got some agents at other companies who've been sending us the things that they're sending their clients. And Samantha actually posed as a renter and got information back from this guy. And we don't seem to be able to figure out who it is. The police don't seem to be able to stop this from happening. And so, you know, the thing I want to say is if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And if you get someone who's going to tell you that you get a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in a great neighborhood with a 1-car garage, and it's, you know, 2,000 square feet, all utilities included for $650, hello.
That's not the going rate for this market.
That's
Although
right.
you can find something for $650, it won't be that.
It won't be that. And so, you know, really, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. And the other thing that we found is the gentleman who seems to be doing this, now he has to have somebody here locally that's switching out these signs. But when you get this email, if it sounds like English is not their first language,
be suspicious.
Yes, yeah. And so, you know, if he's in, you know, Nairobi, Kenya, Indonesia, wherever it is, and he's looking, you know, for you to send him money, really take a look at this before you do it.
Well, you would advise that someone not maybe give money if they can't see the house inside first. Okay, that's kind of an indicator that the person has keys, you know, and that they truly are managing that property or owning it or renting it, whatever the case may be. I understand why someone might think, oh, this is a great deal and I'm going to lose it if I don't send them the money, but you might want to just check a little bit further
Right.
if it seems like it's too early to be exchanging money.
Yeah, but I do have to tell you, on the flip side of that, I mean, sometimes for us at A Plus, we have a property that isn't vacant yet, or it's not ready to be shown. And so, if you want that property, I mean, we can show you pictures of what it was before the previous tenant came into it, right? But we may not be able to show you the property until it's ready to be shown.
But a person could come to your legitimate storefront
Absolutely.
office and feel comfortable knowing that they're dealing with
as
a
opposed
real
to
business.
an email in Timbuktu,
or
right?
depositing money to an online account or something like that. Those things are just buyer beware kind of situations. And if you're a young family and perhaps this is the first time you're doing it, another thing you could do is ask people, how is this done? Parents, older friends, people who've done, does this sound right to you?
And I want to encourage, it's really important that if you have a suspicion or if you don't know what you're doing, housing here, is a great source for the young soldiers that are coming in and their families. And so you're not alone, even if it's your first duty station. And
That's
so,
right.
check with somebody, because this poor kid, I mean, it broke my heart. I mean, that was a lot of money for them. And,
and I would imagine that once they have your money, then poof, they disappear, and there's no response to emails, and there's no keys mailed, no contract, nothing.
Exactly.
Just like so many other scams that are out there. But this one in particular, at this time of year, when people are coming to find a place to live, and they might have just enough money in their bank account to put their first month's rent and their deposit, and if you lose it, what are you going to do? You've got to be careful and ask for help.
Right, exactly. And then the other thing that I briefly wanted to talk about was leases. And so in Clarksville and Montgomery County, we try to have all adults over the age of 18 on the lease. And the reason why is it protects the tenant as well. And so, a lot of the people that come here, they're like, well, I don't want my wife on the lease, or I don't want my husband or whatever on the lease. And it is so important that you do put them on the lease, because if something ever happens, like, and I'll just do an example here. So this morning, prior to coming here, I have a young lady whose husband is going to be leaving, and she is not on the lease. And she was not aware that she wasn't on the lease. She wasn't on the application. We didn't even know she existed. Right. And he has decided that he's leaving and not taking her. And so here she is. She has no rights to the property, and we can't help her at all with anything. We can't give her any information. He's told her that he wants her to leave in 3 days. Where is she going to go? She has no rental verification, and so it's really important that when you come in, that everybody's on the lease, that everybody understands all of the rules. The other thing is that if your roommate doesn't understand the rules because you put them in and by breach, then if they get a dog or something that isn't allowable, you are totally responsible for that. Mm-hmm. And so it's really good to have everybody on the same wavelength, that everybody goes through the same SOP, so that everybody knows what is allowed and what isn't allowed, and everybody is responsible together.
So it kind of protects every adult that's living in that home by having everyone on the lease. It makes everybody responsible, but it also protects the rights of everyone who's living there.
Exactly. And one of the things is if they can't qualify to rent for whatever reason, whether they have an eviction on their record or whatever, do you really want that as your roommate? Do you want to hook your, wagon up to that? Mm-hmm. And so, knowing where everybody is prior to making a financial commitment with that person is probably the way to go.
So if people are looking to rent, purchase, or, have their own property that they own here managed, where's a great place for them to start right here in downtown Clarksville? How would they get in touch?
A Plus Property Management. So our number is 931-245-RENT, which is 7368. And we also sell real estate with Gateway Realty, and that number is 931-245-HOME. And so, we market. we're really different. And so, you know, my husband is a retired CSM, 27 years. We really cater to the military. We love our military, and we know they have a hard way to go, and so we try hard.
Well, and you're not a big corporate entity. Mm-hmm. You're local. You're, you know, independent.
Baby's running everywhere.
Yes, yes. So right down there on Franklin Street, stop in and see them. Visit their Facebook page. Give them a call. Thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Sharing this critical information at this important time of moving in the summer here at Fort Campbell.
Well, I appreciate you having me again.
Thanks, Melissa. Don't go away. We'll be right back after the break.
Let your voice be heard. Get involved with BOSS. Better opportunities for single soldiers.
Whether you're new to the Army, in a new place, or back from deployment, let your voice be heard.
Quality of life, community service, recreation and leisure. 3 pillars that guide this outstanding program.
Join your fellow single soldiers. Get active with BOSS. Learn more at boss.armymwr.com.
BOSS, the voice of the single soldier.
Let your voice be heard.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying tuned to MWR Life on Air. If you would like more information on family and MWR events and activities, you can check out our website and our Facebook page. Pick up the latest copy of the MWR Family, Single Soldier, or Retiree Life magazines, call our 24-hour recorded information line, join our text club by texting the letters MWR to 68683, and you can listen to our radio programs on 1400 AM at 8 a.m. or 105.1 FM at 8:30 on Friday mornings. The program will also be rebroadcast on Fridays at 12:30 p.m. on 1400 AM. You can listen to Talk with Tara every Friday at 10 a.m. on 1400 AM and Airstrike with Sergeant Joe Padula at 1 p.m. To receive weekly information to your inbox, please go to fortcampbellmwr.com and click on the MWR e-news icon. This will take you to the MWR e-news registration page. You'll start receiving the electronic newsletter the following week. I'm Tara Goodson. Thank you for watching MWR Life on Air. We're supporting soldiers, families, retirees, and civilians with quality of life events and activities. We are your network of services. See you next week.